Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Asia, and in this video I have a ton of garden chores to do. I got some watering that I need to take care of, some new things to plant. Oh, I also want to show y'all my flowers and all of the beneficial insects that have come in since planting those. I'm so happy with that. But yeah, I am just beginning with watering my raised beds, and then we'll move on to other things. Now I am just gathering up a bunch of old leaves, and yes, those are socks that you see. I wear socks in the garden. I'm sorry. Mosquitoes, spiders, they love biting my poor little ankles. It has gotten so worse since moving to Florida. Wearing long pants is simply not enough. Why do that when I can just wear socks? And I could spray those socks with mosquito repellents like citronella oil, clove oil, cinnamon oil, oil of lemon eucalyptus, you name it. But I'm really interested in what y'all think, so let me know in the comments what I should be trying. I know that there's off spray and other solutions that have DEET in them, but I like my socks. And then when I go in the house, I take my socks off and throw them in the laundry. Anyway, that was me gathering a bunch of leaves. The leaves were just back there. It's been back there for a while since fall, and now they're all pretty dried up. I'm gonna collect those, put them into this little bin, and crunch them up as finely as possible. All right, I want to take a break from that and show y'all all of my flowers and strawberries. This year I was very intentional and deliberate about bringing in as many flowers to the garden as possible, not just for myself to enjoy, but also all the pollinators. We have bees, butterflies. I'll show one to you now. I believe this is a black swallowtail, not sure. But look at it enjoying, I call it a pom-pom, but this is an onion flower. Looks like a pom-pom. But yeah, it's going from pom-pom to pom-pom, enjoying its life. All right, we also have parasitic wasps. These are probably my favorite. They're my favorite insect to bring around the garden because they don't play. They take care of the caterpillars that prey on your pests, and I love them for that. These are just babies, by the way. All right, and I also discovered the elongate twig ant. I think I'm saying that correctly. I found it on Google. Well, no, I found it in my garden, and then Google confirmed what it is. They look like wasps. They do have a sting, but they are not aggressive. They primarily prey on soft-bodied insects like caterpillars, and they're solitary, so I don't have to really worry about them forming colonies. And this is not an insect, but they get an honorable mention. I love lizards and all they do for the garden. And not only do they entertain me and the dogs, but they help out when it comes to removing undesirable insects in the garden. All right, back to the garden and these leaves. In previous videos, you saw me crush up these leaves and add it as a mulch layer on top of the soil, but now we're going to be mixing it into the soil. This is different from my typical soil mix. I usually have perlite in here, and I don't have any perlite, and I didn't feel like going all the way to Home Depot to get perlite. If I would have gone out for perlite, I would have also gone out for Raising Cane's, and then I would have brought it back home, eaten it, gotten full, and laid down, and I would not be interested in going back outside. So no trips for perlite. I am just using what I have. Perlite creates these air pockets in soil, which gives plant roots access to oxygen. And I feel like leaves can offer something similar. First of all, they attract millipedes who, through their movement, create those little air pockets on their own. Also, when they are eating the dead matter, in this case the leaves, they will leave behind their castings, which also boosts the soil. Another reason why the leaves benefit the soil is because the leaves come from a tree whose roots can dig a little bit further down into the earth than any of my vegetable plants ever could. And that gives the soil access to minerals and nutrients that my vegetable plants otherwise would not have. I'm doing all this on a Monday, which is the start of the work week for most people, but I don't work Mondays. So I figured, let me take this time to get grounded for the week, and then the week will probably feel a little lighter because of this. What I'm doing right now is pretty draining physically, but I know I'm going to be going into a work week where I wish I could be doing this instead. And my work isn't difficult, it just requires a lot of creativity and problem solving. So I'm sometimes just sitting and planning and thinking for several hours. But something like gardening, it kind of puts me into a flow state where I'm not doing any thinking. I mean, I'm doing some thinking, but I'm not primarily focused on the thinking. I am actually doing. So when I'm out here, it becomes obvious that something went from incomplete to complete with just my bare hands. It didn't take a lot of brain power. It didn't take a lot of emails. It didn't require any meetings. It's just me and my hands. And that's very fulfilling. So it feels really good to step into the work week doing something like this. As I'm editing this and looking back, I gotta say, a drip irrigation system is probably next on my to-do list. After a frog hotel. Have y'all seen those? Comment. Let me know about your frog hotel. I know you got them. All right, I'm planting new seeds. We have cucumbers, summer squash, sunflowers, and garden beans. And these are going into the grow bags. I'm bringing out the big guns for this one. We've got the grow tents from last year. I made this with shade cloth and PVC pipes. It's really lightweight. I'm just rolling it onto the back. And this is where I'm going to let these plants grow. This is going to provide protection against the heat and the pests. Grasshoppers and vine borers are going to have a difficult time finding and nesting in my plants. Good luck. Just kidding. Lizards like to hang out here too, so I think a lizard will find them first. Part of cleaning is also discovering what's been there for like a whole season, maybe a whole year. So I'm using this opportunity to get more familiar with this little space that I created. All right, I'm wrapping up here, but I want to thank y'all so much for following as I do these chores. I feel energized and ready for the week ahead. Comment and let me know what you're doing to start the week. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.